everyone, this is my video on mandated reporter. In my state, social workers, teachers, um, people who work directly with children or seniors are mandated reporters. I recall a position that I worked with the state Department of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, that as a youth counselor, that was the position that I worked in. I was a mandated reporter, and when I watched the video on mandated reporting, it did mention something in the video, about building a relationship, with the student or with the individual, because that usually allows them to become more open and be able to share things with you that they otherwise would not have been able to. And that is actually very true. Um, when on the video on elderly abuse, that was pretty alarming, to find out that in the state of Maine, that the numbers of seniors who were victims of abuse was that high. It was over 12,000, which was pretty alarming. Um, I also did not know prior to this internship that there was adult protective services. Wasn't aware of that, and that was something that I got to learn about too. As far as mandate and reporting is concerned, the agency that I'm now located, which is the Salvation Army, they're not really involved in doing much of any reporting. At the shelter, the parents know that they're not supposed to put their hands on the children. That's a rule coming in. Don't know if that's something that's ever been violated. It's not anything that I've heard of. Um, I had one parent that I met with, and the child was acting up, and she said, um, you know, there are times when she'd want to spank him, but she knows she's not allowed to. And I said, that's good. It's good that you know you're not allowed to, and you don't do it. And she says, no, I won't do it. Um, my experience, I did have an experience with having to report information that was shared to me by a child when I worked as a youth counselor. I had a young lady, she was 12 at the time, and she shared with me that she was molested by her aunt's husband, and she gave me the details of what happened. This is something I think she had kept for a very long time and had not shared with anyone, and felt the comfort of sharing it with me. But I had to tell her this was not something that I was able to keep to myself. I would have to report, what she shared with me, and it would have to be looked into. At first, she appeared to be okay with me doing that, but once the investigation started, she became very angry with me, very distant, and to the point that she became so aggressive to the point that I think she wanted to hit me or something. Um, and I think she felt betrayed. Even though I shared with her before she even went into any details that this was not something that was going to stay with me, that I was a mandated reporter, and I explained to her what that was, and whatever information she shared with me on this, I would have to, write it up and report it. And I just wanted her to know that up front. And she said, fine. She said I was fine with her. She did express some concern of her aunt and her husband breaking up, and that she would be responsible for that. And I explained to her, no, she would not be responsible. But I think that was one of the reasons why she kept that a secret for so long, because she did not want to break up her aunt's marriage. And that maybe there was something she did to want him to, be that way with her, that was so inaccurate. And so I think that's one of the fears because I did build a very strong relationship with this young lady. She had shared things with me that she had not shared with anyone else. And, that relationship, it eventually fell apart because of the fact that I had to report this information. And so I think that's one, I wouldn't say it's really a downside, but in a sense it is, because, you've built this relationship, and because you have to share that type of information, that person is left saying, I trusted this person, even though they knew you were going to share that information, you did not keep that a secret. There's still some level of feeling uh, betrayed. I opened up, I spoke to this person, I share information with them, and now I'm having to talk to 7, 8, 9, 10 people about it, and my family's involved, and they know I said it, and it just has a rippling effect. In any event, this was information that was pretty crucial to getting her the care that she needed, and there was some other information that she shared with me that was so vital, because at the age of 8, she and her friend was playing with her father's gun, and she was throwing the gun back and forth to each other, and the gun ejected and shot her friend in the stomach, and her friend died. So her dad ended up going to prison, because I guess he was not supposed to have that firearm, and it was illegal, and then he took the blame for the child being shot and went to prison. And when he came out of prison, the child's family murdered him before he made it home. And so this young girl at the age of 12, this happened when she was 8, and so by the age of 12, she was so conflicted, and that coupled with the molestation from her aunt's husband, very much explained why she was in the position that she was in. And so when this new information came to light, because she would not talk with anyone else at the lock facility, but when I came in, I don't know what it was, but there was something she liked about me that made her wanted to open up to me. And I would come into work, and she would say, "Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you privately?" And would go into the counseling room, and I was not prepared for I was not prepared for what she shared with me at all. At all, it was nothing could have prepared me for that, because I had no idea that's what she was going to share. But to see that she felt that comfortable with me and felt that much trust, and she wasn't talking, they couldn't get her to involve in activities or anything, and she opened up to me, and then in the end, she did not even want to be in the same room with me. She became angry if I spoke to her. She did not want to talk to me. She wanted to just be as far away from me as she could. And I have to admit, it was a bit hurtful, but I knew that what I did was the right thing, and it got her. They were able to move her to a different facility that had the care that she needed for trauma, because she had experienced severe trauma, and she was able to get the help that she needed. So at the end of the day, things worked out very well, and I did get some update on her that she was doing really, really good. She was doing great, and so that made me feel good. But it's it's not the greatest feeling when you have to report something, and you have to be prepared that that person may never want to be near you or ever want to talk to you again. But the focus has to be on the results that it produced, and in this case, good came from it, and so I have no regrets on doing what I did. All right, talk to you soon. I do welcome feedbacks and comments on this. Have a good one.